Hi, today I'm going to give you another discussion on this varicose veins. And we have a serious discussion. And this video is the number 6 of this serious discussion. And we have discussed causes of varicose vein and also signs, symptoms, and also way to prevent. And also in last videos, the best exercise for varicose vein. So today we're going to focus on varicose vein, deep vein thrombosis, and pulmonary embolism. Just in case you don't know what is thrombosis, that means clot. And so we're going to talk about varicose vein and deep vein clot. And deep vein clot most likely can lead to pulmonary embolism. That means the clot in the lungs block the blood vessel in the lung. And that can be very serious outcome. And if you are not going to be treated immediately, this can cause death. So let's have a look at the results of this deep vein thrombosis. Here we just have a look at superficial vein and deep veins. We know that superficial vein, what we see is the varicose veins. We see it. But I should point out that in terms transfer blood from leg to back to heart, most of function of is actually deep veins. And deep vein carries about 90% of blood go back to the heart. And also that deep vein clot is the major reason which causes pulmonary embolism. So let's have a look at this, what is pulmonary embolism. So they basically have 3 steps. Step 1 is that this unknown reason that there can be the blood clot was formed in deep veins, and that reason can be you have varicose veins or any other vein damage. And so when this clot was break free from this clot, and this clot will travel through the veins to the heart and then get into the lung. And this clot will get stuck in the blood vessel of the lung. And if you don't treat it immediately, and that clot can block the blood vessel in the lung and cause serious damage. And that can cause death, because if you have big clot, you block large vessels, and that the lung not going to have nutrition. That cause serious outcome. So we now know that varicose vein have association with deep vein thrombosis, and deep vein thrombosis can be the cause of pulmonary embolism. So for you to prevent this from happening, you need to know the signs and symptoms of deep vein thrombosis. Usually when you have pains, tenderness, swelling, and warm skin on your knees or on your feet, this is a sign that maybe you have deep vein thrombosis. And if you have such symptoms, you should go to see a doctor as early as possible, so they can give you correct diagnosis, so to prevent from next development, and that can develop into a pulmonary embolism. And if you don't take action, and the deep vein thrombosis can develop into the pulmonary embolism. And the general signs of this pulmonary embolism is the respiratory system. That because the non-function is complete destroyed, you have shortness of breath, and that also causes you pains on your chest, pains, and when you breathe in, you also have pain. And because the blood supply oxygen will be reduced, you are going to have lightheadedness, and or sometimes also pain in shoulders and back or jaws. So when you have these signs, you need to go to emergency department as soon as possible, so the doctor can use medicines to prevent this embolism from big, and try to remove or try to lysis this embolism. So it's important that you know the sign. And what is more important is that you need to have preventive method to prevent the deep vein thrombosis from happening. And generally speaking, and the mobility is one of the most important things. You should have a lot of movement. Even so, don't do extensive exercise. You should have move regularly. Don't sit for so long time, because when the blood moves slowly, the platelets in the blood are more likely to stick together and form a blood clot. That's especially in the situation when you're on an airplane or driving for long distance, and you need to try to relax and do some movement. Another case is injury in deep veins. So that's what causes the platelets stick to the injury part, and then clot will form. And another many cases is the pregnancy. And we know the pregnancy put a lot of pressure on your body, and the blood flow was reduced, and also blood volumes increased. So that in this case, try to do some exercise. And so again, that I already mentioned that how to prevent this no risk develop the deep vein thrombosis is the most important part to prevent you from pulmonary embolism. And so again, you need to have exercise regularly and maintain health weight. Try to sit in still for a long period of time. Drink a lot of water. And because if you dilute water, the less chance that the clot can form. Especially when you're traveling, you should have a scheduled time. If you drive long distance, try to stop for sometimes 3 or 4 hours and do some exercise. So deep vein thrombosis can be dangerous, and as I mentioned, that if it develops into the pulmonary embolism, that can cause death. And again, prevention is most important. As saying goes, 1 ounce of prevention is worth of 1 pound of cures. So again, you know all the facts about varicose and deep vein thrombosis and pulmonary embolism, and also knowing the risk and know the ways to prevent deep vein thrombosis. And that's the way for you to fight against potential dangerous situation. Yeah, that's the talk for today. I wish this have some help to you, and helps you in my next video. I wish you healthy and happy. Bye.